Imagine an agent that has a mission to babysit and protect a family. Hello everyone, welcome again to Interesting Recap. Today recap is we're gonna review a movie release in 2005, The Pacifier. That has 5.6 out of 10 ratings in IMDb. Let's start. U.S. Navy SEAL Lieutenant Shane Wolf is assigned to rescue Howard Plummer, a man working on a top-secret government project, who has been kidnapped by a group of Serbian rebels. Shane and his team successfully get Plummer off an enemy boat. As they come out, Howard shows a picture of his kids, but Shane does not show any reaction and asks him to move forward, but while boarding the helicopter to escape, the team is attacked by the enemy. Professor loses his life in the counterattack. 2 months later, Shane recovers from his injuries at the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis. Captain Bill Fawcett explains that he has been assigned to a new mission, Julie, to Zurich, where Plummer's safety deposit box has been discovered to retrieve the contents. Meanwhile, Shane has been assigned to stay at the Plummer residence in Bethesda, to search for the secret project called Ghost and look after the family's 5 children, Zoe, Seth, Lulu, Peter, and baby Tyler. After having an initial discussion with Julie about the kids, he did his duty and sets up the security systems around the house. Julie then says goodbye to her children and leaves Zurich. But she gets worried leaving the kids, but Shane and the nanny assure her to take care of them. He gets back to work but hears one of the kids screaming and rushes over to the living area, just to find out everyone is going on with their daily routine. This made Shane angry because of their behavior and asked them to be disciplined, but they didn't seem care at all. The kids proved to be difficult to handle, even with the help of nanny Helga. At night he catch a guy named Scott, but eventually he discover that he is Zoe's boyfriend. A Korean couple neighbor Mr. and Mrs. Chun get angry the noise at the house, and then he apologizes. Zoe asks Shane to let Scott inside, but he asks Scott to push-ups instead. She eventually get angry to Shane because of thinking Scott might break up with her because of what happened. And then after Shane realized that they don't pay attention to his instruction, Shane then decides to teach them a lesson and discipline and train them. Zoe and Seth got mad, and they put some oil on the stairs, but instead Shane they got poor Nanny a victim. Meanwhile in Zurich, Julie and the team find out the box failed from the password. After the nanny fall through the stairs, the poor nanny decides to quit. But Shane stopping her because he cannot take care of the children alone. As he trying to stop her, Julie tells him she need to stay a few more days. Shane tried to stop her but she bites him and runs out of the house, leaving him alone with the kids. He informed the children about their mother, but they start telling him about their problems. Shane is forced to take care of Tyler, while Kate keeps on annoying him with some silly questions. The next morning, he gave some meals for the kids, but Tyler destroyed the breakfast because he gets scared of Kate's eye crossing. Shane takes them to the school by a minivan. He manages to get on the school on time. Shane introduces him to the vice principal Dwayne Nanny, but he's scolding the kids for missing their class, and got interrupted by Principal Claire, who sends him outside. She sends the kids to the class, and tells him that Julie has already explained to her about situation. She also tells he can stay at school, to look after the kids. Shane saves Seth from the bully, but Dwayne says he needs to learn to defend himself. As Dwayne teases Seth, Shane tried to stop him out, but he refuses to take any help from him. While Shane taking care of the baby, Claire come over, and tries to talk to him, but he receives an alert and leaves in a hurry. He then find out the signal, but only to find out kids remove their wristbands into the underground sewerage. Shane comes back to the house in a miserable look, and shows the note to the kids, but he doesn't say anything, because he saw Claire. After taking a show, Shane go to downstairs, but sees many kids at the dining table, start making fun of him. Kate tells Shane they come over every week, and stay until 8 p.m. Shane forced to let them stay, and tells them to follow his instruction. While the girls selling some cookies, they got bullied by some boys, but Shane assure her to protect her. After coming back to the house, Shane finds Zoe and her friends partying and asks them to stop, and tells them to clean, but instead they tried to run out of house, but Shane forced them to clean the house. While making them clean, he finds a CD with a ghost writer and hides it on his pocket. Zoe argue with Shane and asks him to leave them, but while talking, they got attacked by some ninja, and Shane tells them to lock themselves up in a room. After Shane fights against them, they immediately leave the house. After getting rid of them, he comes back to the room, and tells them they are safe to come out, and they rush to him asking him not to leave them alone. He informs them they are after the CD. Kids finally accept him in the house, and agree to listen to him. Later, the school's vice principal, Nanny, informs Shane that Seth has dyed his hair and has skipped every wrestling practice for a month. Claire tells him there's been some sort of problem with Zoe and Seth, so she asks him to talk to them and find it out. At home, Shane asks Seth about the wrestling, tells Shane he only joined the wrestling team because of his father. Shane tries to talk him, but he finds out he sneak out of the house. Shane tells Zoe to take care of the kids. And Shane follows Seth to the town theater, where he learns that Seth has been rehearsing for a play, but the director quits as he believes the show will be a failure. Shane understands his passion, and he assures him to be his support, and let him do whatever he wants. Shane volunteers to take charge of the show. He starts getting closer with the kids, reads bedtime stories to them, and even dances to put Peter to sleep like his father used to do. The next day, Shane led Zoe to drive on the minivan after knowing she always wanted to do it. As Seth quits the wrestling team, Dwayne challenges Shane to a wrestling match in front of the entire school. The fight starts, but Shane easily wins, making Dwayne regret to fight with him, which proves to be final in winning the kids' trust, and they start paying attention to Shane's instructions. Shane gives Zoe driving lessons in the family minivan, and helps Seth in his acting, and teach Lulu and her fellow Firefly Scouts martial arts to defend themselves against rival Boy Scouts, while taking care of Tyler. As he dances for Peter again to put him sleep, he thanks Shane and calls him Daddy, showing his love for him. The Firefly Scouts are bullied again, but this time Firefly Scouts uses the skills Shane taught to beat the rival Boy Scouts. Back at the house, Shane sees Zoe sitting alone in her room, and tries to talk to her. At first she does not say anything, but later on Zoe shares stories of their father. And then, they are interrupted by a phone call from Julie, who has figured out the password. My angel retrieved a 2-prong key from the box and is on her way home. The kids immediately plan a welcome home party. That evening, Shane discovers a secret vault underneath the garage, which requires exactly the type of key that Julie and Bill retrieved to open, and calls someone and telling him it requires a 2-prong key to unlock. When Bill and Julie arrive home, Julie is surprised with surprise party. Bill and Shane go to the garage, where Shane says he is rethinking his career. 2 armed ninjas arrive and pull off their masks, revealing themselves as the Chuns, the plumber's North Korean neighbors. Suddenly, Bill knocks out Shane. They tie the kids and Julie up, and Bill reveals himself that he works for North Korea, and guards the children while Bill and Mrs. Chun take Julie down to the vault. They open the vault, but a dangerous security system prevents them from proceeding. The children escape and awake Shane, who sends the kids to get the police while he goes to the vault to help Julie. Mr. Chun follows them in Bill's car. With Zoe at the wheel, Shane arrives to help Julie, and figures out to get past the security system using the dance Howard had used to make Peter go to sleep each night. Julie knocks out Mrs. Chun, and finally Shane's voice activates the final vault, after knocking out Bill with the door. By then, the children have lured a large crowd of police to the house, but Mr. Chun arrives and holds all of them at gunpoint. Shane notices the school principal and his love interest Claire Fletcher right behind him. Shane distracts Mr. Chun with the help of Mr. Plummer's family pet duck Gary, and Claire knocks him unconscious. With Bill and the Chuns arrested, and Shane and Claire is about to kiss, but Kate interrupts them. She gives a photo of the family so never forgets them, expresses her love for him. At Seth's performance, Shane tells about Claire has retired from the Navy and joined the school staff as the new wrestling coach. Nanny, dressed as a nun, also performs in the play, singing Climb Every Mountain off-key. He congratulates Seth on his performance. That is all for today's recap, folks. I hope you enjoy. See you in the next recap. Thank you for watching.